the kind of girl who's never understood a baby doll dress. I don't like this dress, but I do like the color. Do you?
Yeah.
Alright, let's make it something sexy then. I'm going to figure out how to make this dress that I found. I'm gonna drape it on my mannequin and do my best. I don't think it'll be too hard though. It doesn't have any zippers or anything extra I need to buy. I think I could just use everything from this. Besides, I might want to add a little elastic in the back. So let's go. I'm gonna start with cutting the bottom off, which I just realized has pockets. I would like to keep those, but I'm gonna cut off the bottom and the sleeves and see how much fabric I have to work with. I'm thinking that the bottom with the ruffles actually looks nice like that, so hopefully I can keep all that intact. Also, there's a lining up in here, so I'm gonna very carefully cut that and try to hold on to as much fabric as possible. I've been having this dress for I don't know how long, just waiting for me to do something with it. I wanted to do something that would be a little bit more flowy. What I think I need to do is I need to draft a bodice, put 2 darts here, and attach that to the back, which I'm gonna have to make some ties out of the sleeve since this is a sleeveless dress. It does not require a zipper from what I could tell, but I don't know how to get into the dress without a zipper using this fabric. So I was thinking of making it a little bit more bunched in the back with a little elastic. I'm not sure how that's gonna play out though. So now I got the skirt, 2 sleeves, and the bodice. All these extra ruffly bits hanging off at the top are not going to be used for anything. So I think that this back, which is mostly flat, can be turned into the front. What do you think? I think that's the move. So I'm going to separate the front and the back of the bodice. It looks kind of small, doesn't it? I still do want to put darts in it for the breasts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to find a bodice of something that I already wear and put that on top and judge if I need any more fabric in the side seams, because check it out. It's not a lot, but I will be making a back piece as well, and maybe that piece can just be a little bit wider. I don't really have anything in my wardrobe that is shaped like this dress that isn't stretchy, so I'm going to use a bodice that I already created in one of my other videos I'll link here. But I'm just going to guesstimate. I laid the red top down on the front bodice piece, hoping to just take a wild guess as to where the darts go, but meanwhile Lou was threatening to step on my industrial pedal. Psst! Quit it! From the photo, it looks like they did somewhat of a boat neck vibe, which I think I can just picture that with my own brain and kind of cut out a scoop neck, right? Because I'm wondering, do I want to deal with lining or not? The only thing in the whole thing that has lining is just the skirt part, and I could just use that as the
facing,
because I think I'll have to turn the boat neck part down inside. So I might just use it for that. As long as it's not stretchy, I think I'll be good. It kind of is though. I think I could get away with it. I seam ripped what used to be the back neckline of the bodice, even though I didn't need to because I was going to be cutting this into a boat neck anyway. So here's the plan. I think that's enough fabric because I'm going to be cutting the top into a boat neck, and so it will be sitting a little bit lower. And I think that if I just add 2 small darts at the bottom, that should be enough to account for my boobs. I used my curve ruler to estimate the boat neck, and I also straightened out this edge and this edge. I don't really know where to add darts. I think if I put it on and maybe put a point where my tatas are, then maybe that'll tell me where the line goes. I also have a mannequin. Maybe that's the thing I should be doing, because why do I have a mannequin? Listen, y'all, I watch Project Runway a lot. It's my comfort show. So I tried out what the baddies on there be doing. Does that seem right?
Yeah.
So point of the boob here. That seems right. I'm gonna just do one side and then mirror the other side, I suppose. This is where I want the top of the dart to go. Bam. 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 From the bam bam top of where I wanted the dart, I drew out a vague triangle shape. I didn't actually measure, but I did use my heart. And vibes. I'm gonna fold this over this. How do people do this? Leave me a comment if you know the answer, because I guess I didn't feel like looking that one up. How do I get it through? What if I just put a lot of this? Can you see it on the other side, you think? No. Can you see it through? Yes. Okay. It's right here. I was really excited about that one, so I went ahead and did the same thing on the other side. That's gonna have to work. Let's do this. I was supposed to iron this. I didn't. Child, whatever. I do as I please. And they actually turned out lovely. Not bad. Ooh. I should bust out the iron though, just to make this a little neater. My favorite thing to do. Now I'm not in the ends of the darts, because you're not supposed to backstitch. Unless you want to look nippy. No judgment, to each their own. I'm so good at this. Now I need to think a little bit about the back, because I know I want to have the long ties, but the front piece that I already cut off is kind of scant. I don't really understand baby doll dresses sometimes, because it feels like the front part looked weird because it cuts off like right at the top of the boobies. So what the hell is that about, right? But since the back of this dress is just two long pieces that connect to the top of the boat neck right here, I think that I can kind of mirror the armhole of the back. How does it attach? Oh, I attach it at the top and the sides, and then I have a tie in the middle. Yeah, you betcha. Oh, shit. Do I need to put darts here too? I'm gonna ignore that as long as I can. What? I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut the sleeves for the back. Oh, that's a lot of fabric. Look at that. I got this front piece laid back down. From what I understand, this piece is gonna have to connect here and here, and then the rest will just be length going this way. This is risky, but I'm brave. And if it doesn't turn out right, I know that I can make curtains out of it, as I did in my last video, which you can see here. I'm also trying to decide if at any point I should have a lining to this. Like if I'm gonna be tying that into a, oh wait, hold on. I do need it to be double-sided because the tie itself needs to be double-sided. So it's a good thing that I have two sleeves. So I folded one sleeve in half, hoping that could be the two sides of the back. Then I folded the front bodice at the center and laid it on top of that sleeve. My thinking cap is on. I think I'm gonna draw out the shoulder seam, armhole, and side seam, and then from there, I'll know kind of the angle that I need to cut at. And after at least 20 more minutes of sitting thinking like this, I marked the sleeve piece with the bodice as a guide. Then I cut it all out because what do I have to lose? I'm just a lady on the internet trying to have a good time. According to the picture, because the back is two ties, it kind of goes almost straight down. So I'm gonna cut, maybe not straight down all the way. I'm gonna leave a little piece right here because this is where the rest of the strap is gonna go. And this will be cut in half as well. I got my 4 pieces cut out. I think right now is the point where I should add the length for the ties. This is the back. This part right here is a side seam, and then this is where the length for the bow is gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and piece some of these parts that I already took off from the sleeve, and I gotta do 4 of those. So good luck to me. I cut the sleeve cap in half and created the shape to make this wide part of the tie. Whew, risky cut, risky cut. I think I wanna add at least probably like this much more. I don't know, a hand's length. Back, this is a side seam. This is the tie. Bam, bam. Now I got these 4 ties. Oh, it's very see-through. Oops. Okay, I'm doing the lining, it's fine. This is where I'm gonna attach the strap. Is it a strap?
No.
No, it's not a strap. It's a damn tie, like so. And I'm making sure all along to line up the bottom because that will be the most important part. Are you catching my drift? I'm having thoughts that this is gonna look great, wonderful, amazing, okay, sweet. But the reason for that is because I'm overly confident. Don't ask me to work on your wedding dress, because you're gonna look botched as hell. Now I got my 4 pieces that look like this and I ironed them down. So this is a little bit of a puzzle in my mind because The video I watched about tailoring with the lining is actually about doing
a vest,
and it's a little different. When they're doing the vest, they stitch the lining together, then they stitch the outer fabric together. This is done separately, but first, I do need to create that lining piece for the front fabric. Make sure I do the darts in it, I guess. Yeah, I have to do that before I begin attaching everything together. I grabbed the previous lining from the skirt and laid my new bodice on top, both folded in half. I marked out the bottom a little wider so I could add darts in. Cut it out, copied the darts, fast forward, yada yada. Cool. Darts in, what's next? Then I attached the whole lining together, front and back, and the outer fabric. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to y'all because it's confusing as hell, but then I attached the outer fabric together, okay? The front and the back. This is the lining and this is the outer fabric, you see? And this is where it gets weird. You gotta lay the whole lining piece on top of the whole outer piece. And what's so different about this in particular is that you have to stitch opposite of what's intuitive. You want to stitch the neck holes together, then the armholes together. Ending up with something like this.
Bonk.
But we can't forget we have ties, so what are we going to do with that? Well, I clipped the lining and outer fabric of both ties together and serged around them, leaving the bodice unserged in the middle because I still needed to turn the whole thing inside out. The front bodice was really easy to pull through, however, it was hard to get my grippers in the small space I left to get inside the back shoulder seam. But yeah, I turned that mug inside out and look how professional it looked. I think I forgot to tell y'all my mannequin's name is Esmeralda, because I love Bewitched. Anywho, I did a quick check to see if it looked like it was gonna fit, and I think I was in the clear. Okay, remember how I said it was hard to get this thing turned right side out because it was hard to slip my hands in to do that? Well, that happened again because for this part, you have to take the back shoulder seam and flip it right sides together onto the front bodice shoulder seam. Then you got to stick your hand into the bottom and through the back shoulder seam and pull the top of the front shoulder seam through the back shoulder seam. Then stitch it closed inside out. So that was a bitch. But look, when I pulled it back right side out, it looks so dang good. So I tied that bad boy on there and Esmeralda was looking like a 2-piece chicken dinner. Well, no, maybe just a snack because I still had the skirt to work on. I decided on closing the bottom bodice gap by turning it inside out and serging as much as I could, turning it right side out with that little tiny gap, and then top stitching the hem. At this point I started thinking, do I want to make this a 2-piece? And then I was like, nah, stick to the plan, girl. What the hell are you doing? Stop it. Well, I knew I wanted the front to be flat like the inspiration dress, so I cut the top edge off because the original garment was gathered around the waist. Something I hadn't noticed before was that the top of the skirt had some extra fabric in the middle, so I evened that out and serged along the top. Now it was Pin City, because I knew I wanted some darts on the skirt to match the bust. And although this was a challenge, I think I did that, girl. I added darts to the front of the skirt, cut open the sides and said goodbye to those pockets, and measured how much else I'd need to cut off from the skirt front. Upon inspecting another dress I had, which is flat in the front and has elastic in the back, I knew it was time to make a casing for my elastic, which I shimmied through using a safety pin. Wow. When serging both sides of the back skirt panel, I made sure to undo the bottom hem so I could fix that and make it look consistent at the end. So now I had the piece to cover my booty cheeks, and I was about ready to sew the back and front together again. I matched the side seams of the skirt at the bottom ruffle and serged the sides back together, leaving a couple inches disconnected on the top. This was so I could hem over the top front afterwards and make it look nice from the inside. And I needed to do that before I serged the top of the side seams. Weird order, I know, but this is what I came up with, okay? Last thing, all I had to do was attach the bodice and the skirt now. I decided on doing that by matching up the darts and stitching right sides together. So what that ended up looking like. Remember the before, ugly, frumpy, and attack on the eyes and the human form. And now, ta-da! Okay, I actually love how it turned out. I feel like it's one of those pieces that can be dressed up or down because it's classy, but it could also be casual. So what do y'all think? This is how I would style it. 81 degrees out. I got my little bangles on. You go, girl. I got my little arm cuff. These little hair sticks in my hair that have abalone on them. Can you see? These earrings, which I think are cute because they also have a little abalone on them. Or maybe these, which are my favorite pair by this artist. And they also have a little abalone. I have 2 pairs of the same ones. And I got the typical shoes on. Y'all have seen these before, nothing exciting about it. So what did I learn? I don't know how to draft patterns well, so I'll probably never be able to make this exactly again, but that's not the point. I think I would be able to get away with making another one like this, but I should probably make a physical copy first. The elastic thing I did wasn't optimal. I'm gonna be honest, because look. It's loose and you can see my underwear if I don't pull them down. I do like that it has an elastic back simply because I didn't have to put in an invisible zipper. And what if my ass gets huge? Making a lining is super fun and I will be using that in the future. I loved the whole inside out process. The only thing about it is that I didn't really think it through because the bottom doesn't have a lining but the top does. So it almost didn't really make sense for me to do a lining in the top, if you know what I mean. But I do think that if I was to bring this to the thrift store, I don't think anybody would automatically know that somebody just in our house made this because the inside looks really good. And for the pockets, I thought about putting those back on, but I feel like with this particular dress, they're not actually necessary. I know people say, oh my God, this dress has pockets. This is so exciting. I'm not trying to mock you, but it depends on the dress. This one is so thin. I don't think I need the pockets back. I don't need it. So if you like this video, please leave me a like, comment, or subscribe because I love it when y'all watch my videos and I especially love comments. If you were to comment in there and tell me I could have done a better job at this or that, that makes me really happy. So go ahead and do that if you have any ideas on it. I think what I want to do next is fix some upcycling fails that I did in the past because I have a few and I have some ideas and more skills now. I might keep them coming. But anyway, like I said, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank y'all so much for watching and goodbye.